is the KRMG Afternoon News with Skylar Cooper.
Go ahead, give it to me.
Time for the BA Breakdown on the KRMG Afternoon News. It's our weekly check-in with the city manager in Broken Arrow, Michael Spurgeon, joining us from Oklahoma City today. You down at the state capitol, Michael?
I am. I'm so happy to be here. It is the BA Chambers Day for Broken Arrow today and tomorrow, and we're down here actually meeting with our legislators and some other state officials just to make sure they understand what's important to Broken Arrow and just make sure we keep what's going on in our community on the forefront of everyone's agenda.
Tell me more about that. Is there any official business done, or is it kind of a meet and greet, maybe, I don't know if you call it lobbying, but just kind of keeping in touch with those that represent your city?
It's a little bit of everything you just said, Skylar, quite frankly. We have a reception here. In fact, it just started a little bit ago, and we have most of I've seen our local delegation, senators, state representatives here, plus we have some other folks that are going to be coming in. And then we basically tomorrow, the whole morning is set up. It's a program of speakers. For example, we have Gettner Drummond, the Attorney General, it's going to be here, and we have some other state officials that are going to come in and talk to us about what's happening in the various departments and what's going on in their respective areas. And then in the afternoon, we're actually going to go over and talk to our legislators about some of the bills that are very important for growth and prosperity and maintaining great quality of life in Broken Arrow. So it's just a great day to go and meet with our elected officials and just make sure we let them know we support them, but also what is important to our community.
Broken Arrow City Manager Michael Spurgeon with us live from OKC for the BA Breakdown today. I saw something from the city explaining kind of start to finish, to borrow a term from you, sort of building the clock on how road construction works in the city of Broken Arrow. And I wondered if that was a response to a lot of the questions you get here on the BA Breakdown about what about this road? What about that road? And it sounded like the point was to let people know there might be a plan for that road that they don't see being worked on well before the cones show up. Is that about right?
To answer your question, Skylar, absolutely. I mean, I'm so grateful that you talk about roads a lot because it's the number one most expensive infrastructure that we have in the city when you think about all the roads that we have. And obviously, people want to know what's going on with their road. And so we started the Drive MBA as a result of some of the questions that were asked over the last couple of years. And we want to continue to make sure we provide information to folks about everything that's involved when you actually build a road, from the time you start thinking about it, you design it, the right-of-way, the utility relocation, the actual construction. And the only way to do that right now, we think, is through a series of videos, which we just released one today, like you mentioned. You can see that on our Facebook page and also on YouTube. And I think it's a great video that Charlie Bright put together, some great information for folks to understand all that's involved to go from start to finish to get a road completed.
All right, from one city expense to another, I wanted to ask you about, just for an update on something we had talked about a month or so ago, and that was the new, I think you would call it an online portal for people who live in Broken Arrow to look at their water usage. I'm kind of on pins and needles, ready to try it. I'm curious to see, when the peak times are at my house and how we might be able to adjust our usage and save some money. I don't know if we'll get there, but can you give us an update on when people will be able to use this new portal?
I certainly will. And once again, we heard the residents, we heard our customers. They want the ability to be able to go in and look at their usage. And this new portal will give our residents, once they go through setting up the proper accounts and so forth, to actually the next day. So actually, once the portal is released, you'll be able to see tomorrow your water usage for day and then looking backwards. And so actually, you'll be able to go and you'll be able to set ranges on your bill is normally within this amount. If it falls outside the amount, you'll get alert by way of an email or text. It also has the ability to set up a leak detection to where if there's a large usage over a certain period of time, you can actually go in and set that to get that type of alert. And it also, if there's a question about their will, we can go in and when we're talking to a customer and look at the same screen they're looking at to show them hour by hour, just like you said, about what they're using. So it's another way to be transparent, which is important to the mayor and council and the administrations, that folks can go in and look at their water usage. And it's going to be launched sometime early next month. We'll be putting out a lot of information. And, Skylar, I'd hope that you'd go in and look at yours, and then we could have a follow-up conversation.
Sure. Yeah. As soon as it's live, I'll do that, and we can check it out. Michael, I know you got a lot to do down there in OKC. Appreciate you joining us for the BA Breakdown. We'll talk next week.
Thanks, my friend. Have a great rest of your week.